When the police insisted and they printed it, I used only 40 hours out of the 100. They had to send their national officers to my office in Aba to plead and pay me not to take the matter further. I'm using this to give an example. Take for instance, Civil Defense Corps. You are here, sir. I want to ask you, the critical national infrastructure you are protecting in the power sector, is it the one the discos bought or the one consumers bought? If I'm a consumer and I buy transformer, buy pole, buy wire, and it's given to a disco to use to be making money without refunding me, will I really be happy? And then who are you protecting their infrastructure? Is it the infrastructure that government provided, or the discos provided, or the one the consumers that are still extorted provided? So who is protecting and who is bringing about justice and fair play in our national life in terms of protection of critical national infrastructure? It's an important thing to look at. There's a nexus between consumer protection and consumer rights abuse. I can't use my money like I was in Enugu last week with the MD of EEDC. The communities where they are shortchanging. I raised the matter, I said, come, I went there. When we are discussing, he sent his team to the community. And behold, the distribution company is giving people bills without any meter on the transformer to confirm what they have used to determine the amount of money they should pay. Somebody sits down in the house and writes bills for people to pay. And then you can hear NEC chairman say the other day, they have enforced discipline in payment. What about discipline in consumer protection? What about discipline in what they call network expansion investment? Network expansion investment in the power sector entails that you go into an understanding with the distribution company. As you provide the infrastructure, they pay you back. But they will never tell anybody about that. And the communities will invest millions to get this electricity. And the distribution company takes it over, and government tells civil defense, protect the infrastructure. Is it the one that belongs to the company or the one that belongs to the people who bought them? Who protects those people when their rights are abused? These are some issues we need to look at. Today, CBN, you buy card, you use your phone to buy card. The bank will debit you. You won't get the card. And you have nowhere to go to CBN to really complain. When you talk, they will tell you they won't even punish the bank. It's just like that. So at the end of the day, you now see that security of citizens, apart from fiscal insecurity, when you come to business, security of citizens demand another attention. And I believe that the people that have the mandate of looking at civil issues in this sector, the police and the civil defense, need to do more so that citizens can be happy. Sorry, these are those things we do that some government organizations are not happy with us. They will start criticizing. Am I criticizing? No. I'm only giving information. So that as we go from here, let us go to our various organizations and look at certain issues. Because the more we pretend over these things, that is why the country is suffering anger. You see, anger. Vandalism is a function of anger and revenge. If you look at it critically, you cannot cheat me when my community have contributed money and bought transformer, bought pole and wire. Then distribution company takes it over, uses it to make money, and at the end of the day, you are telling me you are protecting it. The youths in the community will destroy that thing. But if they do well, the youths will team up with the security agencies to protect those infrastructure, knowing fully well that they have been fairly treated.
Yes.
Am I making sense?
Yes.
So this is one of the reasons why our association is doing what we are doing. Unfortunately, the question is, are we hard? But whether we are hard or not, this is our own call. This is my own ministry. And I have signed into this ministry. I will not leave it till I die. Because I believe that whoever speaks for the good of the poor or the oppressed is helping God to do his work on earth.
Yes.
Well, because God will not come down. It took Goliath to fight, David to fight Goliath. God didn't come down. It took Moses to get the people out of the land of Israel, Egypt. God didn't come down. It will also take us human beings to take our fellow citizens out of this oppressive attitude and tendencies that have kept people poor and kept them beginning to continue to believe that they are not secured in their own country. No, vex. So you need me make a talk. So it is on this note that I call on federal, state and local government councils to collaborate with our association and support the annual public policy performance evaluation and award. When performers are encouraged, they give their best and society benefits. Thank you very much for listening. Constitutional provisions that are made for the Nigerian citizen to participate in the affairs of the state seem not to be taken advantage of. Citizens sit down and watch everything come and go. Budget has been passed. What is going to happen? Before you know it, government have no money. Whether ground is done, they dig ground when the budget is being presented. In the next 2 days, the whole money will disappear. Nobody knows. I will not ask. Before you know it, we have television accountability. A situation where you don't even see the citizens interact with their leaders. You see the National Assembly members sitting down there and not even consulting effectively with their constituents who they supposedly came to the National Assembly to represent. So what do we see in all this? What we see is bad governance. What we see is failure of public policy implementation. Now the question is, where are the public policy analysts? What are they saying? Because there's a country where the analysts are silent or docile, you don't expect much. It's just a situation where you see people that study social science, especially people in sociology, people in political science, people in economics. Where are they? What are they saying about the advancement of the country? You see a situation where a motor park, somebody at the motor park, National Union of Road Transport Workers or Road Transport Employers, are more abreast of political development than those that studied political science in practical terms. And then what has that done to us? You now see businessmen hijack governance simply because they have the money to buy votes. If we are well informed and we engage government very well, our leadership will not emerge from buying votes. Our leadership will emerge from people objectively analyzing governance and ensuring that those that have positions of authority do what is expected of them. But when the citizens look away, what do we have? What Frederick Douglass said. He said, we may think if we have the right laws, the right policies and the right persons, things will move well, but it can never be. He said those who want progress without struggle are like those who want rain without the thundering and lightning that comes before it. So that if society must advance, it requires constant struggle. And that struggle is what the non-state actors are involved in. And it is that struggle to ensure that public policy analysts are able to lend voice to what is happening and bring a perspective to the various policies that government is bringing out. We are not against government. We should be partners with government, because the government person sits down in the office, may not even have time to know what is happening at the streets. And then what do you see? You see a situation where the bureaucratic situation challenges the person in government to be mindful of what he says or what he does, because he doesn't need to talk except he's given the opportunity. Now, if that is the situation, take it for instance, the media people that are here today, virtually all of you are operating through diesel, generators and diesel and fuel. We don't expect NTA to come out and say, look, because we don't have fuel and diesel, we can't work. If NTA says that, the organ may be fired. He will be seen like condemning or criticizing government. But we know that for NTA to function effectively, they need constant power supply. For the media to do their job, they need constant power supply. Sometimes it is for this reason that they begin to demand for money, even when the social services that ordinarily shouldn't be paid for are being rendered. So you now see that that aspect, that sector, is affecting governance and development of the country. Unfortunately, that is a sector where the poor in this country is used to service the rich. You can't hear Minister of Power talk about consumer protection. Neither will you hear Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission talk about consumer protection. What we are hearing today is just a few days ago, the NEC chairman, Garba Sanusi, said that they have enforced payment discipline. And then the money the discos are generating has increased or rather escalated. But then the question is, How happy are the consumers that are paying this money? How is this money collected? What is the billing methodology? What is the metering policy? How are they enforcing consumer protection in that sector? It becomes an issue. I think I want to stop here by thanking you people for coming and requesting that please take us the way we are. We don't have microphone here because the room is small. We don't need, everybody is hearing each other. No need using it to make noise and blast our ears. But I think what we are saying here, we can hear each other. Take us the way we are. And we didn't do this thing to say we are not selling award. We are not selling award to anybody. We are not looking for cheap recognition. So what we are doing, we discreetly checked some persons and some organizations and said, let us start with them. That is why here we have a few number of persons here. Besides, we are aware of the Nigerian situation. Once some executives in the public institutions see that we are talking about public policy performance, some wouldn't want to come. Naturally, whether we like it or not, our conscience will tell us, what have we done? If they analyze us or evaluate us there, are we qualified? And then they will say you want to go and start criticizing them. That's the name we are tagged with. But by the grace of God, we are not permanent antagonists to government. We are not unnecessary critics. But we look at issues the way they should be. The micro, small and medium enterprises in this country today are suffering. And then we have influx of foreign goods in Nigeria. How can the economy grow? And then the small businesses that thrive on generator, even the gas we have in quantity, gas is bought in dollars in Nigeria that has excess gas, and people are complaining about gas flaring. So why will we be buying gas in hard currency in Nigeria to provide electricity? These are some of the focusing on public policy performance. Let me start by saying that having been granted the grace to be alive today to witness the last month of the year 2023, it is reasonable that we evaluate our performance in the year. A philosopher said that an unexamined life is not worth living. In the context of governance, we are concerned about how public policies, which are the instrument of governance, are implemented or delivered for public good. As a civil society organization, founded with the main objective of analyzing public policies of government at different levels with regards to their impact on the life of citizens for whom they are made. The reason is that we need to evaluate and ascertain if the policies realizes the objectives for which they were made, identify hindrances to effective implementation, carry out activities that expose the hindrances with a view to addressing them. Unfortunately, we are many a times misunderstood as antagonists and negative critics of government and its officials. It is important for me to state here that we do not only criticize, but we also commend government where they have done well. Some offices today, when they see me, I'm like an enemy. And what I've done, I don't know. What I've done is this thing, we are saying that governance should be better. And some will be very angry, say that wicked man. It is for this reason that commending, rewarding and promoting performance that our association came up with the annual Public Policy Performance Award. This is the first in the series of the ones to be done in the years to come. It is in a bid to ensure credibility of the process that we decided to honor a few organizations at this maiden edition. Let me therefore congratulate the lucky recipients for this maiden edition and urge them to continue to initiate and implement public policies that positively impact on the well-being of Nigerians. The constitutional relevance of the public policy performance evaluation is found in section 14(2)(b) of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, which states that the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. We strongly believe that the reason